Obinna, 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 Obinna. For some reason, I really wanted to say Obinna Ekezie's first name in the Amili style.
Oh, been in there.
We're not good
Come
enough
to
at that.
BYU, become a millionaire.
Obinna Ekezie Jr., the number 2 overall player in the class of 2027 per on 3. 6'11 center, stud. We've covered him on the channel a little bit before. There's not much to question with his game at all. He is pretty much a complete dominant center. That's what he is. He is starting to talk his recruitment more thoroughly as we get closer to his class. Still 2 years away from getting to college basketball, of course, but we're starting to see who's prioritizing him, how he feels about his recruitment, and all of that. Shout out to Jamie Shaw on 3 and Rivals, who has the latest on all this. A really good sit down interview with Obinna. But Obinna himself said the latest in his recruitment is this. He hears from Louisville a lot and Kentucky. He hears from Auburn, Ohio State, Maryland, Miami, BYU, Louisville, and Georgetown, too. If you're like me, you immediately noticed he mentioned Louisville twice. That's interesting. And very interesting. But he gave the most thorough quotes here about Louisville and Kentucky. And then he also spoke to every other school he mentioned. It is worth noting, I think BYU could factor in here, depending on how much they want to spend, largely because Obinna and AJ DeBonso were teammates together at Prolific Prep. So a little bit of maybe a friendship boost there if AJ has a good year in Provo. But it is very clear, at least on the front end right now, Obinna is hearing the most from Louisville and Kentucky and has the most to say about Louisville and Kentucky. So I'll stop there for now, Cart. Remind people, how big of a fan are you of Obinna and his game?
I'm a massive fan of Obinna. I think on the honestly, I love this article too because I think the very first thing I mentioned when I watched Obinna is he gave me Evan Mobley vibes. And he mentioned him as a player that he loves watching and loves those type of guys. Can I get a quick breakdown on that? Because we talked about a player the other day, and I think he brought up like Tim Duncan and some other players as far as the players that he watched. What do you take from him saying, I love Evan Mobley, I love Kevin Garnett, and I love Chet. I love those type of guys.
This is my favorite big in 20 years. I'll be honest, I could have done without the Evan Mobley thing, but I like that that closes the loop on you saying he reminds you of Evan Mobley. That's cool with me. Good with that. KG and Chet are essentially my dream front court players. So if those are two of the 3 guys that he loves and compares his game to, could not be more in on Obinna.
Yeah, but I really like his game. I think that, obviously he has the 6'11 frame, the shot blocking, the rim running. He's athletic. I think he has a lot more to his game as far as like he can catch it up top. He can do dribble handoff stuff. He can catch it at the elbow, work from that range a little bit. I think his game is really developing at a pretty fast rate to where you project him to be a level of a player of a Evan Mobley or a Chet Holmgren by the time he does get to the NBA level, which I think he is an NBA player. Um, and his list makes a lot of sense. Obviously, we're going to play the hits here. Mark Pope, Kentucky offense. We saw what he likes to do with his centers. We'll continue to see what he wants to do with his centers. Louisville, obviously, you know, I think that they haven't yet landed that massive front court player, but I think that Pat Kelsey's eventually going to get into that as well as the guards that he's going to bring in. He can bolster up the front court. And Jake Diebler has his number. Crazy. I don't know. But I don't know. It's a very interesting list of schools on here that I think have great pitches for him.
Yeah, Obinna clearly likes Louisville and Kentucky. He mentioned other schools that are going to have a shot too, but he just was effusive in his praise for both Pat Kelsey and Mark Pope. I mean, just flat out says in these interviews, Pat Kelsey's great, Mark Pope's great. He grew up in Nigeria, but then when he came to America, he lived in Louisville. So I do feel like there's a sense here that Louisville is sort of the hometown school for him, given he spent a couple years there. I will say this: I don't think it's a coincidence he mentioned Louisville twice accidentally. I think if we had to call like a way too early leader in this recruitment, I think it's probably Louisville. But if I were a Kentucky fan, it sounds like they're making the right pitch here because for a big man as skilled as Obinna, if I'm Mark Pope and I'm going head to head with Pat Kelsey, The pitch I'm making is, hey, we play through our bigs. Louisville plays through their guards. Have you seen what they're recruiting? Have you seen the team they put together for this year? Like they don't plan on giving their bigs the ball at all. Kentucky, we like to let our bigs pass, put it on the floor, shoot, all of that. We will continue to do that, and you'll be our guy.
So the minute that happens, he's gonna go back to Louisville, right?
Sure.
And he's gonna be saying all those things to him. And Pat Kelce is a little bit shorter, so he's probably somewhere down in this area, right?
Are you
He's
on
gonna
your
reach.
knees right now?
I am. He's going to reach up, put one finger on Obinna, and say, "Shh, I got you. I got you. I got all the money in the world. I got fun offense. I'm Pat, man. I got you. You can be a guy here." They don't even play Malachi Moreno. They're getting all those bigs, but they're not playing them. So what are you going to do with that? Who are you calling?
Why does your phone never ring when I call you on these?
I don't know. Maybe because I record from a bomb bunker.
It just went straight to voicemail. Can you just pretend to pick up the phone?
Yeah, I should have assumed you were calling me. Hello?
Hey, Obinna,
Yeah,
I heard you just got off the phone with Pat Kelsey.
yeah.
This is Kevin Young. We have more money than him.
Hey, Kev, how's AJ doing?
So if that's the route you're going, if it's just, hey, we'll pay you more and we're fun, BYU wins.
My body hurts.
But like, am I wrong? If that's the route it's going, if that's Louisville's best pitch, hey, we got more money and it's fun offense, BYU wins. They got more money than Louisville and as fun of an offense and the
This could,
AJ DeBonta connection.
am I off base? This is a money list, right?
Well, yeah, he's getting paid. He's a money player. Even if he doesn't want a money-driven recruitment, he's going to get it because he's Obinna Ekezie.
Yeah, true.
So,
Yeah, but also like BYU, what are they doing with their bigs?
I mean, that's the same as Louisville, though, right? Like, there's not exactly a great case study to point to for we're going to play through our bigs at either of those, which is why I think Kentucky will have a good chance here because Mark Pope very clearly does want his bigs to pass.
That is true. It is true. I think the way they play through the bigs, I think, is very, very enticing when you talk about Kentucky and you talk about Mark Pope.
It's
So
still really, really early, but how surprised would you be if he goes somewhere other than Kentucky, Louisville, or BYU? Because I kind of feel like that's the big three here.
I think that's the big three here. And if he did go somewhere else, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, that's sort of where I'm at. Still very early, over what, a year and a half until he's going to be making a decision. But
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, I would say Louisville's the slight leader, hometown school right now. Pat Kelsey's been great on the recruiting trail, but BYU's got a chance with the DeBonta connection, and Kentucky's got a great pitch.
Can I have 11 seconds to end this?
Go.
If Thomas Sorber ends up being unreal in the NBA, Cooley's got him something cooking here because he has now made his way onto many of these kids' lists for the fact that he got Thomas Sorber drafted.
And that's where we're going to end the video.